with regards to the digital domain, Pravita, Chris sent me some stats about revenues, and the streaming has increased, to a certain portion, and obviously physical sales have declined, meaning CDs and cassettes are normal, but like streaming seems to be where we are headed. Yeah. Is it okay to say that streaming will at some point give us the same numbers that physical gave us, just in your experience and what you've seen?
Okay. Good afternoon. Yeah, in my own opinion, in the past 15 years, hard copies have been unfortunately dwindling out. Streaming and it's been picking up for the longest of time. And in my opinion, yes, it will actually reach that stage, because if you look at the consumption of the internet world on its own, everything is moving into internet. Lately, people don't watch TV the old way. They stream shows, they go to your Netflixes, they go into all these kinds of things. So yeah, in my opinion, definitely it will reach those numbers. In actual fact, I see it going even beyond that, in my opinion. Yeah.
And in terms of revenues, though, like how much streaming does an artist need for one to really see good financial rewards in that?
It's at the moment there's no kind of, you need maybe 1 million. What I normally advise clients is to say, don't benchmark it, because you're gonna say I need 500,000 streamings, then you're gonna reach that, and then you're gonna start being stagnant, because now you want to see revenue based on that. I always advise clients to say, set your bars very high, but understand how the streaming works. You stream one song, and then you stop streaming. There's no revenue at all on that, basically. And that's where we mistake it to say, but I've got 500 streaming, I've got 500 followers. That does not basically say you've got 500 people streaming. You can have 500 followers, but only 100 are streaming. So that's why I normally say to clients, don't try and close your cap. Do as much PR as you can. Do as much, be exposed. Expose yourself. Leave yourself out there to the point that you actually get shocked about your streamings. But understand how they work. One stream doesn't resolute, or it doesn't automatically mean there's 1 rand in your bank account. No, it doesn't mean that.
Yeah, I heard you need a lot more. I saw some stats yesterday. Kid Funk, who's here today, is doing the next session. An artist on his label has got about 1 million streams. 2 million streams. So it was 2 songs. So each song got over like 1 million streams, and I was just thinking, I can't wait to ask him how much, is 1 million streams in terms of revenue. But I want to ask, is it a sustainable thing that we can benchmark on as artists? Is it something that we are now saying we leave out physical completely, entirely, and really focus only on streaming? Or are there other forms of income that artists can focus on, especially with regards to the music selling?
Streaming is where we're going. It's already here. It's something that I don't see it going away the next, I don't know how many years. Probably some of us will be under the ground by then, if we now start talking about streaming going out. But I think it's Chris earlier on who said the vinyls are still alive. That those are hard copies that we're talking about. I don't see who still plays with TDKs. It will be very hard for you to play with those. But some of the hard copies will still be around. Something like, as I've mentioned, made an example, like LPs will still be there. They will just evolve to a point where you can play with them better. You know what I'm saying? And other streams or other ways of making money, it's not only on streaming. If you are a producer or you make music, first, I normally like to advise clients to say, love what you do. Don't do it by accident. Don't see someone else making money out of it and think, okay, but I can just venture into that and also make money. It's for where you are today, where Chris is today. You guys did not get here overnight. You know, you had to go through a lot of years of experience to be where you are, for you to say, but this is what I want. You probably made that decision 20 years ago or 15 years ago, but you were also not even too sure if that's what you really want to do. Probably you had things like your parents saying you need to be a doctor, you need to, those kinds of things. But it got to a point where you feel comfortable. This is what I want to do. It's just a matter of, does my bank account resonate with what I do? Does my bank account speak to me when I wake up in the morning? Do I really need to chase a check somewhere else, or I'm already making my money as it is? If you write music, if you create music that you love. But also, never forget that you're not creating that music for your own consumption. Unless you like me, you sing in the shower, then it's fine. You know what I'm saying? But if you creating music for target market that you know, always do market research. Understand what your people want. Give them all the time what you want and give them more. There's something that producers today do not explore, which is mood music. That's where I'm not saying all the income is. Radio also does contribute, but TV contributes more. If you produce or you write music for programs, such any program that you can think of. Okay, I'm not a TV. I don't watch TV a lot, so but things like maybe you're watching The Queen or what programs are there out there. If you write music for such programs, think about it. Let's say, for argument's sake, you wrote music for The Queen. You wrote the opening and the closing theme for The Queen. The Queen ends up in having 6 or 7, sometimes even 12 seasons, beg your pardon. You're going to be paid for each and every time that music is used. So if you wrote the music for the first season, first season, let's say it contains about 6 episodes. You're going to be paid for those 6 episodes. If The Queen also gets to be repeated, either the next day or whatever, on a different channel, you get paid for that. Then you find that it also gets played, maybe say it gets played Monday to Thursday, and then on a Friday they repeat, then they repeat it again on a Saturday. You still get paid for all those repeats. It's not some money you're going to see now, but it's good money that you're going to see as and when you go. Have any of you guys thought of writing music for news programs?
Yeah, because like I've had one of the most successful producers in South Africa, Colin Shapiro, is a guy who's been doing the theme song for SABC News for the longest of time. Dogodum, dogodum. You know, every time that song plays, there's an amount of money, due to him as a producer, as a writer actually of the music. So that's another revenue that we could be looking into. But I want to get more as well into this production music, talking about adverts and stuff like that. Do you think that especially us young black deep house producers. Should we be looking more into that, especially for the revenue of it?
Definitely, definitely. The nice thing about it, you can find that there's a program that speaks, let's say for argument's sake, we take DMS. DMS ends up being a series. Now DMS is all about deep house music, dance music. That particular series, it will need more music. You know what I'm saying? So yes, definitely, if you're a writer of music, if you produce music, those are channels that are not, those are taps that are not, haven't been unscrewed to a point where there is no longer revenue coming out of there. So that is one revenue that I would personally advise young black producers, young black music writers to explore that. Get yourself a publisher, a good publisher that will be able to get you let me be honest, it's not easy. Those are platforms which are kind of networked. So for you to get in there, you need to get a publisher that will be able to get you in there. And trust me, once you're in there, you are gone. Collins Shapiro, the guy called, what's his name again? Peter Ngobese, is now writing for the same program. And the first royalty, I won't say how much it was. He blew himself away. He couldn't believe it. He's like, yeah, but now, is this my money? And then we were like, yeah, it's yours. Seriously, so there's nobody that's gonna take this, well, except for the tax man. That's your money. That's what's gonna go. That's actually what went into his account. And from then, he's been writing those. I mean, he owns Skumba Music, and he has been writing for programs. But when he started writing for the news, that was something that in his mind he thought he would never see. And when he saw it, he said, there's no more turning back here. I'm going. This is where I'm going. Whatever I was doing, I'm dumping. I'm going this way. So it's something that if you get into it, it's good money.
And I just want to see how can we get those kind of networks, like if I want to start making music, whether it's for news or just production music that people can take for adverts, do you have any advices that people can take on?
Firstly, find yourself a good publisher that deals with that. Most publishers deal with commercial music. Some of us, we mainly deal with the paperwork part of it. Where's your paperwork? Have you been working? Stuff like that. If you find a publisher like Skumba Music, for an example, that will be able to get you in there, grab on it. Production houses, find out who is supplying the what's the right name? Who is providing those series makers with music? It's production houses. If you can find one production house, make yourself music in a stick or hard drive, give it to them, nag them to take a listen. The thing is, they're forever busy, so they won't go through every music. But if they say, okay, we're looking for music, this kind of music that they're looking for, then when they go into your hard drive or into your hard stick that you gave them, they find what they're looking for. They won't go next. They will say, okay, we found it here, let's use this one. Then they will run with it. That's the best advice. I would say, find a publisher that is able to, that is already in there, not that one that will try and break through, the one that's already in there. Find out who are the production houses, network with those production houses, give them your music, don't get tired. You give them one stick, don't think they will listen to it. They probably have 1,000 sticks right there. So they will take some of them, like, okay, I don't have time, and I'll listen to it tomorrow. Then they get 10 more, So keep giving music and keep producing different types of music, genres of music, that when they want certain type of genre, they can find it in there.
And yeah, I think also production music, guys, it's for me, it's an exciting field, like Brother Victor said, that has not been tapped into. It's not even like full songs, You're not doing like a number that DJ Christos is gonna play. It's literally mood music. So when they look into their different folders, there would be like sad or thrill. Like if there's a thriller scene in a certain movie, that's what they want to pick up on. If there's a sad part of the movie, that's what they will pick up. So you do like these small loops, 15 seconds, sometimes it's like 30 seconds, and you build your catalog like that. I've got a friend of mine who started with like 10 songs, and he ended up doing like 600 of those mood stuff, and now he's supplying to different libraries, and that's how you get into that part of the game. But so besides library music, Bra Victor, I still really wanna feel like that's also a part that's kind of out of our hands. Like once you submit, it's almost out of your hands. It's not really under your control whether people use your music or not, But at least the streaming part of it, of the music, it's still within our control. How can we really, really maximize, getting as much as we can from streaming?
Streaming, the way I've seen it thus far, if you have a good following, and when I say good following, I don't want to put a number on it. You made a good example that one artist had 2 million per song. 1 million per song. So when it comes to streaming, it's all about the content that you give out there. Make sure that people or your followers want to consume what you give them. What I've also picked up recently is it's no longer, but it's mostly about you, the DJ, I follow you, or you, the person, I want to follow you. I want to understand what you're doing. I want to know what you're doing in the morning. I want to see whether you brush your teeth or you just floss. Those kinds of things. That's what now today's life is mostly all about. If you give people content, and unfortunately today, or fortunately, is when you floss your teeth, it's what is now we call it content. That's but hey, he's got nice teeth, but how does he keep his teeth? Then you start, no, I floss before I brush, or I brush and after I floss. Then that people want to know about the flossing. So it's all about content. It's all about providing content. Also timing of the content. Recently we're doing a market research. Wanted to do, this messages that you just see on your phone, don't know where they come from, with that long as number 03, blah, 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 blah. We started this, and then one marketing lady said to us, we're going to give you 5 batches of messages to send at different times. We want you to tell us which one was received and responded to. We send messages in the morning, no response. We send the messages around about 10 o'clock, still nothing. We send messages around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, then at least we got 1 or 2. Then we send messages from between 4 and 6. That's when we started seeing people say, because all we said was, please send a call, please call me to this number if you want to know more. Then people started sending, please call me, please call me, please call me. So it was a matter of, okay, when do people consume this product that you want them to consume? Then the marketing lady said to us, look at, why do you get adverts? McDonald's, do they advertise a lot during the day, or there's peak hours? They advertise from 6 to 9. That's where you start seeing advertisement that are on TV. That's what you hear a lot on radio. It didn't make sense to me. Honestly, I didn't even know about it until we did that exercise. So the other thing is, when you want to send your content out there, understand your people, when do they consume the content you're giving them, and also be ready to interact with them. The mistake that we normally make is somebody sends you a call back. You say, send me a call back. I send you a call back, you don't respond. And that's the time where you were driving or busy with something else. But if you send it a certain time, you know that, okay, I'm sending something, I tweet about this, then people start responding, then that's when you're going to pick up. So your streaming will start. You need to know, when do your people, are they sleeping during the day, sleeping during the night? No, I don't know of any producer that sleeps during the night.
Yeah.
I know you guys never sleep. You get an SMS at 3:30 in the morning. And some of us wake up at 4:30 and like, okay, I'm up already. Let me just respond. So you need to understand when your consumers consume your content. That's also very important.
Yeah, I think for me, what I'm taking from this is that as much as we are DJs and we are producers, like for us to really make the most of our products, our productions, for us to really be able to build what we build, we're going to be talking about brand building just now, but for us to do that, we kind of have to do more than just production, you know, like content creation is becoming an important part of an artist, you know. So whether you are in studio, whether you're taking some videos of yourself producing, you know, playing keys here and there, recording vocals, any kind of content that lets people into what you do is very important to do. And I don't think we are doing enough of that. You know, you just see somebody release a pina, hey, my song is out, but you don't even know how did that song come about, how was that song made, you know, who recorded on the song, who mixed the song, stuff like that. It's things that we need to start taking seriously, you know, use our craft, but also document our processes. I did an injustice because I was meant to ask you to firstly tell people what you do, you know, when we started, but I think we can do that before taking some questions.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm okay. Victor is my name. I'm a publisher and I'm an administrator. I love admin. Whenever you guys create music, there's many times where you don't do what you always go and release a song, and then you want to know how is it doing without going to Semro first and say, Semro, here's my song. I'm the composer, I'm the author, I'm the publisher. Or you go to other companies or societies such as Impra or Sampra, where you go and register as a producer. And also I assist clients in terms of, okay, have you done this? No, I haven't. Okay, have you applied with so-and-so? Are you a member of Sembra? Are you a member of IMCOS? Are you a member of Impra, Sampra, whatever the case might be? Yes or no? Okay, if you have applied, are you doing your own follow-ups? I also advise clients in terms of the copyright. What rights do you have? It's always important to understand if you are a producer, what does producer mean? If I am a publisher, what is my role in this whole value chain? If I'm a record label, what am I doing in this whole value chain? So I advise clients on that, and that's basically, I love the word publishing because it's something that I also feel, like Chris always said, this is one element of the industry that is not explored, and there's lots that you can do with publishing. I don't go to radio and plug your song there, but I assist you to make sure that by the time you are ready to go to radio, at least you know that thing that is most important, registering your music is done, how you do it, when is the best time to do it, why must you do it, the difference between a composer, author, a publisher, the difference between an artist, a producer, a composer, author, a publisher, and a record label. That's basically what I do for a living.
Yes, and just talking a bit about, before we ask questions about publishing, would you recommend that somebody does their own publishing or get somebody else to do it? And I'm asking this question, like there's a friend of mine who had his song from 2015 was 2013 was licensed through the Black Panther movie by Disney, and he got lots of money for an old song, but it was through a publisher. You know, these people got his songs from the publisher, and eventually he got the song got licensed. He got paid for that. So just based on that, and sometimes you hear people saying, no, don't sign the publishing deal, do your own publishing. How would you advise between the pros and cons of publishing and or self-publishing or getting somebody to do it for you?
I always say to clients, own your craft. So if you're going to write your music, you can open your own publishing. However, find another company or another publishing that's going to help you with your own publishing basics. So there's administration agreements that you can have. So for example, you've got ABC Publishing, which belongs to ABC, who's the artist, and then artist also is a writer, artist also a producer, and also he is a record label. Then he has within the record label and and then he has a publishing company. Then I always say, at least find an administrator that can assist you, because you might have an understanding or a knowledge of what things are done, but you might not have the time to do it yourself. So if you've got an administrator that can help you to grow your own publishing. Chris, for example, has Casaites Music. Where is he? Okay, there is he. He's doing bad in terms of looking after it. He's doing good by signing his own music to Casaites Music, but he sees revenue, but he even admits it himself. He doesn't see, he knows very well that the revenue should be more. Because when he looks at his own revenue coming in as a writer versus the publisher, he can see there's probably, I'm only probably getting 20%. I'm not getting the 80%. But if you've got an administrator that will be able to help you to bring in that income, at the end of the day, you still own your own songs. I always say to people, if you want to sign a publishing agreement, understand what you're signing. There's nothing wrong with signing a publishing agreement. The difficulty is signing something that you're not aware of what you're signing, and that at the end of the day, you have expectations, but you don't know what expectations are those. So you signed a publishing agreement with Vatupili Publishers. You don't even know that all you signed was just an admin, that's all. All I'll be doing is, okay, Pravik, I've got this song, I haven't registered it. Okay, fine, let's register it for you. That's all I do, and I invoice you for that. Kanti, aren't you my publisher? Why are you invoicing me? I am Chana. We didn't sign an publishing agreement, we signed an administration agreement. All I'm doing is your admin, that's all I'm doing. I'm making sure that the deed that you sign between you as a publisher and your writer, it makes sense, and then you happy, your writer is happy, and it reaches your SEMROs, your CAPASOs, all these relevant institutions that they need to do, and that's where my job ends. So you need to know also, there's different types of contracts in the music industry. Which one are you going with, and why? And how is it going to benefit you as the rights holder? So it's always important to, sure, have your own publishing, but know what publishing is all about. Understand why you're signing a publishing. A person who says, but why am I signing to myself? But you're forgetting that now the publisher is a third entity from you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you need to sign, you have that agreement that will tomorrow, God forbid, something happens to you, your music will still live on. You made a typical example where somebody made money from 2013, 2012, 2013. Mbube, the owners of Mbube made money decades after the song was used because of a publisher, and also because of the Copyright Act that is so strong in our country, and actually the bilaterals that different countries enter into. So you can give your music out there, upload it. How do you make revenue from that? Are you a member of CAPASO? Are you a member of SEMRA? Are you a member of IMBRA? Are you a member of RISA? What does RISA do? Why am I supposed to be a member of this institution instead of this one? You know what I'm saying? So you need to understand. So if you enter into the publishing world, you need to know what is it, because that's on its own, it's a different animal on its own.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to definitely research and learn about publishing. But I want to see if we can take some questions before we move on to the next session. Okay, we've got one question here. Let me...
Afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, sir.
Yes. My name is Craig. I have a Facebook page where I sort of preview new music, okay, in the house scene. So I wanted to find out what are the legal implications. Say that channel grows, and people start to watch, and it's garnering more views. But I'm just previewing, say, LSG's music, Christos' music, and all the like. What rights do I have to hold for me to carry on previewing that music? Say maybe 15-second previews on top of what I would have spoken about the song.
There's the different rights that goes in. The first things is that channel, the Facebook channel, yours? I.e., so you said your name is?
Craig.
Craig.
Yeah.
Is it maybe your Facebook Craig Productions? Is it yours? Because remember, Facebook owns that. You are the, what you call it, the administrator basically of that. Secondly, you need to, when you preview, what is the end result of that? Are you previewing for remember, when you preview, there's certain time where royalty starts kicking in. So are you previewing just for that 5 seconds so that people can get that hype, and then you redirect them to the website where they can actually access the full song? Something like me, for example, they go to Kazaitas Music or they go to Spotify or other. As long as what you're doing, you are not, at the end of the day, going to generate revenue for yourself. If you do generate revenue for yourself, you need to be accountable to the very same people that that money came from. So if you took 10 songs, you previewed 10 songs. Out of that 10 songs, you made R1 each. You can have your administration fee deducted from there, but you need to get back your money back to the rightful owners of that particular song. That's where your capasos come in. That's where your societies, your sembros and stuff come in. Because also, are you operating as a radio station, online radio station, or is it just something that it's a Facebook that you push other people's music? Because you need to also check with Sembro whether you need a license for that. Because if it's an online radio station, for example, or it's categorized as an online radio station, there needs to be a license for that. You need to be paying a license towards that. That's where now, when your music is the music that you're previewing, you are able to pay back, because you've already paid the money to Sembro. Sembro will pay it back to the rightful owners. Your capacities of this world, they will pay back to the rightful owners.
All right, maybe I'm pushing it here, but to what degree do they then start saying, okay, this guy now needs to start paying this much?
I won't be able to answer you directly, because as I said, depending on Sembro and Capaso's license, which category do you fall in. If you fall in a certain category, then they'll be able to tell you, okay, you fall in, just make an example. I'm not saying there is. You fall in categories B, then within category B, your license fee, it's so much.
Okay.
So they will be able to guide you, tell you, okay, this is where you need to go and stuff like that.
Right.
While you're on that, actually, even with DJs, a lot of DJs, even Chris the other day, we had a debate about it. As a DJ as well, you need to pay a license. This is for one simple reason. The music that you're playing on the set might be your own music, by the way. Someone else needs to benefit from that. Remember, I might write a song, but I might not be a DJ to play that music so that the music is out there. So if you are a DJ, you play music, you need to pay a license. From the license fee that you're paying to the institution, that's when the composer or the end publisher is going to benefit from.
Okay, maybe now I have too many questions. Am I allowed another?
Up to I'm fine. It's up to
Let's take one. Leading up to what you just said. Okay, so let's say with regards to Christos was playing now, right? How will that lead to the specific artist getting that money? if they don't know what music Christos played?
Can I answer this? Like, so what's supposed to actually be happening when you are in a venue like this, and the venue is generating money, whether through alcohol sales, gate takings, and so forth, and DJs are playing music? Legally, this is what should be happening. As a DJ, once you are done playing, whether tomorrow, whenever, you need to be sending a playlist of what you played to the venue and say, these are the songs that I played on Saturday at your venue. And you can also even send the same playlist when you have a DJ license through Sampra. You can send the same playlist to Sampra and say, this is what I played at venue ABC. And they need to ensure that venue ABC pays royalties accordingly. That's what should be happening. Yeah.
Over and above.
I'm glad you said should be.
Over and above that, that sometimes there's that debate of double dipping. You find that the venue pays a license, and you, the DJ as well, you're paying a license. You might feel aggrieved. But why must they get paid by the venue? Why must I also pay? There might be a venue that you go to that is not licensed, of which the very same people that you play their music will benefit from your own license.
And you are benefiting anyway. So the fact that you are making some money, you need to be paying something. Yeah. Anyway, I think, do we have one more question?
One more. Just want to find out, where can one go to learn all about this publishing and every aspect of it?
Unfortunately, at the moment, there isn't. From my side, but to Billy Publishers, COVID really hit us hard because we already started with master classes that we were doing. It wasn't only about publishing, it's about the rights, different societies. Why do you go to Sampra or whatever the case might be? At the moment, it's all about learning online, throwing a question online, and then you get what's called there was, I'm not sure if they're still around, a publishing course at VETS. I'm not sure if it's still there, where we attended it through SEMRO when I was still there, where we had to go there. Actually, it was a must. So I'm not sure if that course is still. It was a good course because that's also where I got to understand the nitty-gritties of that. But as time goes on, if all goes well in 2021, we will be reopening the what's called the master classes, and then we will be providing such. And we're actually talking to UNISA so that we can get certificates, even though it's a certificate of attendance. It's not like a diploma, a certificate of attendance, because that information is something that can help you going forward. But in 2021, God will pray for me so that I can come back on my feet again.
Yeah, and I think if you want something physical to read, there's a book called Music Law and Contracts by Nick Matsukas. And Music Law and Contracts, you can get it at the Academy of Sound Engineering. They sell it, I think it's about $350 or something like that. But that, I'm not sure if it's available online, but it does have extensive information about publishing. I think, I don't know, one more question at the back.
Hi, my name is
Hey.
Mpumi. I wanted to ask about, we come from a generation of CDs and there were piracy there, and not much was done about it. So now with the streaming generation, is there much done with the websites that are taking music for free? Like people are downloading music for free. Is there any protection from publishers or Sabra, or like, is there anything done about that?
The unfortunate part with piracy is the same as hijackers, the same as crime, any crime that is done in any country. The crooks are smart. They're getting smarter all the time. it is up to us, the people that create the content, to make sure, number one, when you upload your music, there's many times where I've heard actually producers and artists saying, no, I want this website. I want my song to be on this website. And I say, why? Because it's free. You know, I want to give it for free. Okay, that's your right. You can do that. But we always have to kind of educate ourselves to release music on platforms that will benefit you. That's the first thing. Secondly, make sure that you've registered your music with all, and when I say all, I mean all societies. Doesn't matter whether it's Semroka, Sampra, whoever, just make sure that you are protected by not one, all of them, because they all administrate different rights. So that's the second thing. Thirdly, educate yourself about this platform. Why is it for free? Is it for free for who? For you or for the other person? If you make a conscious decision to say, I want to leave my car open with the keys on the ignition, don't expect the car to be back when you come back. But if you lock your car, you know, you've got tracker, you've got, you know, all this stuff that protects you. Even though it gets stolen, if you got tracker, then the tracker company can trace where your car is. So it's always important with us to be vigilant, to do that. And I also want to go back with the CDs and the cassettes as well. As much as piracy was rife, companies like Semros and Sampras, they went out there to, what they were pushing a lot was education. We are the ones actually pirating our own music. If I have a song and I send it to you via WhatsApp, that's piracy on its own. I don't know that, you might not know that, but I've already pirated my song. So if I send it to you and then you send it to someone else, then that chain won't break. If you upload your music through very reputable institutions and companies where you end up having that link, you know, to download this song, go to this link, and then today it's got that smart URL where you get all the Spotify's and the Apple blah, blah, blah. That's the best way for you to do it. Because if you send it to me via link, I will need data to access that song. I would click on the link and it opens, and I would click on one of the apps there, then I will listen and I will stream it live. Then you will see your revenue at the end of the day. That's where your publisher comes in. You know, so that's the best advice I can give.
Yeah, and I think, but to really answer your question, like nobody really knows how to deal with it, piracy. You know, I can make an example. When we did my album in 2017, every time somebody will upload it on a certain site, you write to that site, please take this down. You are infringing my copyright. They take it down. Tomorrow another site is uploading it. So it's very difficult to track it. But it's literally, it's the music lovers uploading other people's music on those sites. It's not really that it's criminals, you know, it's music lovers. Somebody who might have bought the music decides to upload it on an illegal site, you know. But to be honest, I don't really have a problem with piracy, and it might be sounding not popular. I don't really have an issue with it, you know, like if I can't control it, I can't control it. I'm not condoning it, but if somebody else is listening to my music and it's reaching someone, you know, I might not have reached otherwise, I don't really have much of an issue with it, you know. And I'm not imposing.
That's the first, to be honest.
Yeah.